As you can see, each group is distinctly different. Each has its own attitudes, lifestyles, and motivations for buying a Hummer. Now, many salesmen would kill for this kind of information. Fortunately, you won't have to. In fact, we'll provide it to you every single time you get a lead from AM General. How will we do this? Well, for each and every prospect that calls the 1-800 number, we'll not only screen them based on age and income, but also on how they respond to a series of 8 power questions. These power questions rate their perceptions of the Hummer and how they feel about driving. Then, by using a statistically precise computer model, AM General's telemarketing department will calculate which of the 4 segments a prospect falls into. And perhaps even more importantly, whether or not this prospect is likely to buy. In the past, you've received lead names, addresses, and phone numbers and the A, B, C, or D classification from AM General. But starting soon, we're going to do things a little differently. You see, in addition to giving you the basic demographic information, age, income, occupation, your new report will tell you a prospect's segment and their likelihood of buying. Once you know this, you'll know what motivates a prospect, and you'll be able to modify your sales approach accordingly. For example, let's say your lead is a discerner. You might want to bribe them with a nice bottle of wine. Of course, discussing Hummer's history and demonstrating brake throttle modulation couldn't hurt either. Or let's say your lead is a conqueror. You'll want to focus on the fact that the Hummer is unstoppable, exclusive, and that it elicits awe and respect from other drivers. Let's say that your lead is a realist. If they haven't already devoured all the brochures and videos in your showroom, make sure they leave with them. Remember, realists are the information-hungry prospects. Tell them about the 6.5-liter turbo diesel engine. Tell them about Hummer's ability to last more than 12 years. Tell them about the cup holders. Tell them everything. If they're an adventurer, you'll know to get them off-road as fast as possible. And hey, if you've got the soundtrack to Indiana Jones, take it with you. We recognize that many prospects call or come by your showroom without first having called the 1-800 number. So in order to classify leads at your dealership, we're providing you with a user-friendly diskette that contains the same computer program used at AM General. All you have to do is ask them the 8 power questions, key in their responses, and the computer program will automatically calculate which segment they belong to. For those of you who don't have access to a computer, just refer to your ad planner or call your DM. They can provide you with the instructions on how to classify a lead at the outset of a conversation. So there you have it. Discerners, conquerors, realists, and adventurers. We believe these findings will help improve your odds of closing. After all, that's what really matters. Thanks for listening.
It was born of a request from the U.S. Armed Forces. They wanted a vehicle like nothing in existence, something Hollywood hadn't even dreamed up yet. A vehicle so powerful and agile it could climb the steepest hill and conquer the toughest terrain. A vehicle tough enough to be depended upon in the heat of battle, and durable enough to last 12 years under the most punishing conditions. AM General Corporation answered the call. The descendant of the company that designed and built the most nimble, most beloved military vehicle the world had ever seen, the Jeep, did it again with what's known as the Humvee.
And now, a non-military version called the Hummer can go to work for your company, doing things your other vehicles can't and your heavy machinery shouldn't. It's one of the best investments your company will ever make, because nothing can outmaneuver it, outwork it, or outlast it. Hummer will make your operation more efficient, more productive, and more profitable. Day in, day out, year after year. Manufactured in a plant that earned U.S. Army's highest honor for quality, as well as industry's tough ISO 9002 registration. Each Hummer is a model of strength and efficiency. In fact, it's built more like an aircraft than a truck.
Its body is made from a heat-treated aluminum alloy with an incredibly high strength-to-weight ratio. The panels are first bonded together with epoxy, then secured with 2,800 rivets. This two-step process enables Hummer to shrug off punishment that would rattle apart other vehicles. The Hummer's high-strength aluminum alloy body is highly resistant to any type of corrosion. The hood is made of fiberglass reinforced plastic composite, and the steel roof and galvanized steel doors are E-coated to resist corrosion. This construction allows Hummer to live a long, productive life in any environment. The lightweight construction of the body, combined with the placement of the heavy-duty drivetrain components within the chassis, gives Hummer a low center of gravity. This makes it amazingly stable, even on 40% side slopes and 60% grades, angles no other wheeled vehicle is capable of handling.
Underneath, Hummer's welded box frame is constructed of high-grade steel with 5 heavy-duty cross members bolted in at strategic points.
This design is extremely strong, yet flexible enough to absorb the stress of operating in severe terrain at full GVW. There are 3 GVW configurations available: a standard 10,300-pound version, a 10,800-pound option, ideal for industries that may require a slightly larger payload capacity, such as agriculture or logging, and a 12,100-pound package for applications that require the Hummer to be constantly loaded with attachments or equipment. With a 5,550-pound payload capacity, this latest configuration includes higher capacity brake, frame, suspension, and driveline components. Hummer's independent four-wheel drive suspension system features heavy-duty coil springs and shock absorbers. This suspension system reduces stress on the steering components, body, and chassis. Crews also enjoy a smoother, more comfortable ride, reaching the work site less fatigued and more productive. Hummer's optional run-flat feature with integral bead lock allows crews to continue working when one or even all 4 tires are completely flat. In fact, they can travel for 20 miles at speeds up to 30 miles per hour, eliminating the need for a spare.
An important part of the Hummer's drivetrain is the geared hub at each wheel. The axle shaft enters the geared hub approximately 4 inches above the center of the wheel. This, combined with the Hummer's 37-inch tires, gives you 16 inches of ground clearance at GVW, twice that of any other 4x4.
The extra clearance enables you to transport work crews and equipment into areas without roads, climb over logs and rocks, operate in 3-foot snow drifts, even scale near vertical walls, all with minimal threat to driveline components and axles. The unique geared hub assembly also provides a gear reduction of nearly 2 to 1 directly at the wheel, providing Hummer with 10,000 foot-pounds of torque, enough to claw its way over any terrain.
Torque is supplied to the geared hub using Zexel torque biasing differentials, with brake power supplied by inboard power disc brakes mounted high in the chassis between the frame rails, so they're well protected from dirt and debris.
You can also equip your Hummers with another innovation to keep your crews productive and on the move: the Central Tire Inflation System, or CTIS. CTIS is a durable system with an electric compressor that allows you to inflate or deflate the front tires, rear tires, or all 4 tires right from the driver's seat without stopping or slowing down. In mud or sand, reducing tire pressure puts more tread in contact with the ground, increasing traction. In rugged terrain, CTIS delivers a smoother ride, putting less strain on the vehicle, which, in the long run, lowers your maintenance costs and extends its life. In addition to protecting the vehicle, softer tires also minimize shock and vibration that can affect passengers or sensitive cargo.
Another unique feature is the Hummer's fuel system, which is designed to enable the Hummer to climb and descend steep grades and to operate on severe side slopes with minimal fuel in the tank. A fuel-water separator ensures that clean fuel is always supplied to the V8 diesel engine. Hummer's exhaust system is a low-restriction, high-flow exhaust. Components of the exhaust system are manufactured from stainless and aluminized steel, reducing corrosion to outlast conventional exhaust systems. Hummer has a sealed central venting system that protects major drivetrain components from contamination. A 1/4-inch hose connected to the vent on each drivetrain component leads to a central hose which vents externally. This watertight system enables Hummer to operate in up to 2 feet of water all day long without the threat of water, sand, silt, or mud contamination. Power is transmitted to the General Motors 4L80E 4-speed automatic transmission, and then to the wheels through a full-time 4-wheel drive transfer case with lockable interaxle differential. This transfer case enables you to customize Hummer's drivetrain configuration to match virtually any terrain.
In the high range, the internal differential allows the front and rear wheels to rotate independently for smooth cornering on paved surfaces.
The two lock positions, high lock and low lock out the inner axle differential and transmit power evenly to both front and rear axles. High lock is used primarily to increase traction on slippery surfaces, while low lock provides additional gear reduction to increase torque for negotiating the most severe terrain. The fourth transfer case position, neutral, allows Hummer to be towed any distance without special preparation or fear of damage to drivetrain components. Along with all this earth-conquering technology, you'll find the Hummer is simple to operate, easy to maintain, and built to last. Remember, it was originally designed for the armed forces to last a minimum of 12 years, and that was over 150,000 vehicles ago. Hummer meets all federal motor vehicle safety standards for Class 3 trucks and includes an energy-absorbing steering column, padded dash, and steel doors with side impact beams. And it's backed by a 36-month, 36,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty that can be serviced by any one of our dealers or distributors worldwide. Yes, Hummers are everywhere because they can't go everywhere.
Now, while Hummer's not the cheapest vehicle on the market, it's worth every penny. Compare its life cycle cost and performance to other vehicles or equipment, and you'll realize Hummer is clearly the superior value, one that will pay for itself day in, day out, year after year. Hummer will be one of the best investments your company will ever make, because nothing can outmaneuver it, outwork it, or outlast it. It is truly the most amazing wheeled vehicle on the face of the earth. So amazing, in fact, the only way to fully appreciate what it can do is to experience it for yourself, which is why we invite you to arrange a demonstration. We're quite confident you'll be impressed. It was born of a request from the U.S. Armed Forces. They wanted a vehicle like nothing in existence, something Hollywood hadn't even dreamed up yet. A vehicle so powerful and agile it could climb the steepest hills and conquer the toughest terrain. A vehicle tough enough to be depended upon in the heat of battle, and durable enough to last 12 years under the most punishing conditions. AM General Corporation answered the call. The descendant of the company that designed and built the most nimble, most beloved military vehicle the world had ever seen, the Jeep, did it again with what's known as the Humvee.
Manufactured in a plant that earned U.S. Army's highest honor for quality, as well as industry's tough ISO 9002 registration. Each Hummer is a model of strength and efficiency. In fact, it's built more like an aircraft than a truck.
Its body is made from a heat-treated aluminum alloy with an incredibly high strength-to-weight ratio. The panels are first bonded together with epoxy, then secured with 2,800 rivets. This two-step process enables Hummer to shrug off punishment that would rattle apart other vehicles. The Hummer's high-strength aluminum alloy body is highly resistant to any type of corrosion. The hood is made of fiberglass reinforced plastic composite, and the steel roof and galvanized steel doors are E-coated to resist corrosion. This construction allows Hummer to live a long, productive life in any environment. The lightweight construction of the body, combined with the placement of the heavy-duty drivetrain components within the chassis, gives Hummer a low center of gravity. This makes it amazingly stable, even on 40% side slopes and 60% grades, angles no other wheeled vehicle is capable of handling.
Underneath, Hummer's welded box frame is constructed of high-grade steel with 5 heavy-duty cross members bolted in at strategic points.
This design is extremely strong, yet flexible enough to absorb the stress of operating in severe terrain at full GVW. There are 3 GVW configurations available: a standard 10,300-pound version, a 10,800-pound option, ideal for industries that may require a slightly larger payload capacity, such as agriculture or logging, and a 12,100-pound package for applications that require the Hummer to be constantly loaded with attachments or equipment. With a 5,550-pound payload capacity, this latest configuration includes higher capacity brake, frame, suspension, and driveline components. Hummer's independent four-wheel drive suspension system features heavy-duty coil springs and shock absorbers. This suspension system reduces stress on the steering components, body, and chassis. Crews also enjoy a smoother, more comfortable ride, reaching the work site less fatigued and more productive. Hummer's optional run flat feature with integral bead lock allows crews to continue working when one or even all four tires are completely flat. In fact, they can travel for 20 miles at speeds up to 30 miles per hour, eliminating the need for a spare.
An important part of the Hummer's drivetrain is the geared hub at each wheel. The axle shaft enters the geared hub approximately 4 inches above the center of the wheel. This, combined with the Hummer's 37-inch tires, gives you 16 inches of ground clearance at GVW, twice that of any other 4x4.
The unique geared hub assembly also provides a gear reduction of nearly 2 to 1 directly at the wheel, providing Hummer with 10,000 foot-pounds of torque, enough to claw its way over any terrain.
Torque is supplied to the geared hub using Zexel torque biasing differentials, with brake power supplied by inboard power disc brakes mounted high in the chassis between the frame rails, so they're well protected from dirt and debris.
You can also equip your Hummers with another innovation to keep your crews productive and on the move: the Central Tire Inflation System, or CTIS. CTIS is a durable system with an electric compressor that allows you to inflate or deflate the front tires, rear tires, or all four tires right from the driver's seat without stopping or slowing down. In mud or sand, reducing tire pressure puts more tread in contact with the ground, increasing traction. In rugged terrain, CTIS delivers a smoother ride, putting less strain on the vehicle, which, in the long run, lowers your maintenance costs and extends its life. In addition to protecting the vehicle, softer tires also minimize shock and vibration that can affect passengers or sensitive cargo.
Another unique feature is the Hummer's fuel system, which is designed to enable the Hummer to climb and descend steep grades and to operate on severe side slopes with minimal fuel in the tank. A fuel-water separator ensures that clean fuel is always supplied to the V8 diesel engine. Hummer's exhaust system is a low-restriction, high-flow exhaust. Components of the exhaust system are manufactured from stainless and aluminized steel, reducing corrosion to outlast conventional exhaust systems. Hummer has a sealed central venting system that protects major drivetrain components from contamination. A 1/4-inch hose connected to the vent on each drivetrain component leads to a central hose which vents externally. This watertight system enables Hummer to operate in up to 2 feet of water all day long without the threat of water, sand, silt, or mud contamination. Power is transmitted to the General Motors 4L80E 4-speed automatic transmission, and then to the wheels through a full-time 4-wheel drive transfer case with lockable interaxle differential. This transfer case enables you to customize Hummer's drivetrain configuration to match virtually any terrain.
In the high range, the internal differential allows the front and rear wheels to rotate independently for smooth cornering on paved surfaces.
The two lock positions, high lock and low lock out the interaxle differential and transmit power evenly to both front and rear axles. High lock is used primarily to increase traction on slippery surfaces, while low lock provides additional gear reduction to increase torque for negotiating the most severe terrain. The fourth transfer case position, neutral, allows Hummer to be towed any distance without special preparation or fear of damage to drivetrain components. Along with all this earth-conquering technology, you'll find the Hummer is simple to operate, easy to maintain, and built to last. Remember, it was originally designed for the armed forces to last a minimum of 12 years, and that was over 150,000 vehicles ago. Hummer meets all Federal Motor Vehicle safety standards for Class 3 trucks and includes an energy-absorbing steering column, padded dash, and steel doors with side impact beams. And it's backed by a 36-month, 36,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty that can be serviced by any one of our dealers or distributors worldwide. Yes, Hummers are everywhere because they can't go everywhere.
Hummer will be one of the best investments your company will ever make, because nothing can outmaneuver it, outwork it, or outlast it. It is truly the most amazing wheeled vehicle on the face of the earth. So amazing, in fact, the only way to fully appreciate what it can do is to experience it for yourself, which is why we invite you to arrange a demonstration. We're quite confident you'll be impressed.
It's not a car. It's not a truck. It's not just another 4x4. It's a Hummer. A vehicle that defies comparison or categorization. A vehicle not in a class, but a universe all its own. A wolf in a field of sheep. A wolf in wolf's clothing. A Hummer is able to go places and do things no other vehicle can. It was not designed for the masses, but for the U.S. Armed Forces. They needed a vehicle like nothing in existence. One so powerful and agile that it could overcome the impossible. A vehicle that could climb the steepest hills and conquer the toughest terrain. A vehicle that would be strong enough and durable enough to be depended upon in the heat of battle. And they wanted it to last 12 years. Under the most punishing conditions. AM General Corporation answered the call. The descendant of the company that designed and manufactured the most nimble, most beloved military vehicle the world had ever seen, the Jeep, did it again with what is known as the Humvee. And save for the addition of a few creature comforts, the street-legal civilian version, called the Hummer, is virtually unaltered. It's a beast, slightly tamed. When the terrain is at its ugliest, this beast is at its most beautiful. It can scale a 22-inch vertical rock ledge, claw its way up a 60% grade, ford 30 inches of water, muck, or mud, and plow through 3-foot snowdrifts. Impossible? For another vehicle, but not for the Hummer. In addition to its 4-wheel independent suspension, the Hummer has 37-inch tires and a full 16 inches of ground clearance. Twice as much as any other 4x4. Its 72-inch track width gives it an amazingly low center of gravity, making Hummer stable enough to traverse a 40% side slope. The reason it can handle water so well is that the powertrain's entire ventilation system is sealed, so you can drive around in 2 feet of water all day long and be completely protected from sand, silt, and muck. A Hummer can negotiate obstacles and rough terrain that would be a dead end for any other civilian vehicle. Its 4-wheel AA arm coil spring independent suspension has springs much larger than an ordinary 4x4, with heavy-duty hydraulic shocks mounted inside them. New this year is the Hummer's Torque Track 4 technology, which continuously monitors the rotational speed of each wheel. The unique TT4 4-channel system automatically reduces tire spin on severe terrain or slippery surfaces by applying the brake to the spinning wheel, allowing the differential to redistribute torque to those wheels with traction. Equipped with a Torsen 2 limited slip torque biasing differential and a locking transfer case, the Hummer's TT4 4-channel system provides the best mix of electronic and mechanical systems. Couple this with the Hummer's geared hub assembly, which provides a gear reduction of nearly 2-to-1, doubling the torque to the wheel where you need it most. And there is very little terrain in the world that you can't negotiate. In deep mud or loose sand, the Hummer can be equipped with another innovation to keep you moving, the central tire inflation system. This allows you, as you're driving, to let air out of either your front tires, your rear tires, or all 4 of them. This increases each tire's footprint, putting more tread in contact with the terrain. Then, when you're back on the streets, you can inflate them again just as easily. You can also choose to equip your Hummer with an exclusive run-flat system, which will enable you to travel up to 20 miles at 30 miles per hour with no air in 1 or all 4 tires. If you find these feats amazing, it's because they are. No other civilian vehicle in the world comes close to doing what a Hummer can do. And they don't apply to some stripped-down test vehicle. They apply to a fully equipped Hummer, carrying a payload of up to 4,000 pounds. Yet, as big and strong as it is, a Hummer feels as nimble as a dirt bike. That's because its design is a model of strength and efficiency. In fact, its body is more like an aircraft than a truck. It is made from a heat-treated aluminum alloy, which has an extremely high strength-to-weight ratio. Naturally, being aluminum, it's virtually corrosion-proof as well. For extra strength and durability, body panels are first bonded together, then riveted, and they sit on a high-grade steel box section frame with 5 heavy-duty cross members. This steel design is extremely strong, yet flexible enough to absorb the stress of heavy loads and severe terrain. It allows a Hummer carrying a full payload to shrug off punishment that would disable an ordinary truck or 4x4. The Hummer was created for the most remote, rut-riddled, boulder-strewn, washed-out, snow-filled mountainous recesses of the earth. But it's just as at home on more civilized terrain. On the highway, a Hummer handles more like a sports car than a truck. In town, its power-assisted steering and tight turning radius make it as easy to parallel park as a car. It will take you anywhere a car can, and take you there safely. An energy-absorbing steering column, padded dash, and steel roof and doors with side impact beams are all standard. As you might expect, this extraordinary vehicle is equipped with no ordinary braking system. Hummer's inboard-mounted power disc brakes on all 4 wheels provide exceptional stopping power, and they're mounted high above the frame rails to protect them from dirt and debris. The Hummer's interior is extremely comfortable and roomy. 3-way adjustable high-back bucket seats for 4 are standard, and auxiliary seating for up to 8 is also available in some models. An efficient heating system and optional air conditioning will keep you comfortable no matter what the climate. And whether your vista is filled with pine trees, cacti, or skyscrapers, an optional monsoon premium audio system, customized specifically for the Hummer's unique interior, is available. The system includes 6 coaxial speakers, pedestal-mounted tweeters, and a separate subwoofer enclosure for outstanding clarity. For those times when you feel the desire to bring along a toy or two, Hummer can be equipped with a towing package that's designed to pull nearly 9,000 pounds. The Hummer comes equipped with a 6.5-liter, 195-horsepower turbo diesel engine, which delivers 430 pound-feet of torque. With its quicker acceleration, the turbo diesel makes pulling out onto the highway and passing easier than ever. The Hummer's engine is just as easy to take care of as that of any car or ordinary 4x4, requiring only routine maintenance, such as oil and filter changes. You also have your choice of 4 body styles, each available in candy apple, black, silver metallic, white, bright white, night storm, mesa dusk, and competition yellow. Whichever model and color you choose, rest assured your Hummer won't blend in. You won't go unnoticed. A Hummer doesn't look like people expect a vehicle to look, and they haven't seen a lot of them. And with a limited production of civilian Hummers, they won't. No, we don't expect Hummer to set any sales records for quite some time. But that's okay. We know all along, a Hummer is not for everyone.